Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session. Welcome to Science by Harsha ma'am. I hope you remember that we are doing lesson number 9, that is reproduction in animals. Now, let us have a quick look at whatever part we have done up till today. Let us have a quick look at the recap. Now what a part we have done. We started with what is reproduction. Reproduction is the biological process by which the new organism is formed from the parent organism. And reproduction is of how many types? It is of basically two types. That is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. If we talk about asexual reproduction, this is the part that we are going to study today. And this is the part that we have already studied in detail. Now, what part we have studied in detail about the sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction is the reproduction in which both male and female are needed. Here, only one of the parent is needed. Here, both the parents are needed. We had discussed in detail about the sexual reproduction. The very important key term over here was the gamete. That is, there is an individual gamete, that is the sex cells. For plant, it is stamen and pistil, while for humans, it is the sperm and the egg, that is ova. When the gametes fuse with each other, that is, if we talk about human beings, then in human beings, when the gametes fuse with each other, what do we see? We see the zygote. And how does it develop? How does its development take place? That also we have already done. The type of reproduction that is by the fusion of male and female gamete is called as sexual reproduction. Then in detail we had discussed about the both reproductive system. Male as well as female. Try to recall, we have discussed about both the type of reproductive system, male reproductive system and female reproductive system. If we talk about the male reproductive system, then male reproductive system consists of 4 things. Actually many, but in our textbook only 4 are given. The very first part is the testis. If it say it's singular, then over here it will be I. But plural, so it is testis, T-E-S. They are 2 in number, oval in shape. They are producing millions of sperms. And if we talk about testis, then it is there is a sac-like structure that is called a scrotum, which holds the testis. And the temperature that is needed for the production of the sperm is 2 to 3 degrees Celsius less than the body temperature. The sperm consists of 3 things: the head, the middle piece and the tail. Moving further about the next part, that is sperm duct. If we talk about the sperm duct, then it is the tube which is joining the testis with the urethra and is carrying millions of sperms along with the fluid that is secreted by the reproductive glands. The fluid is secreted by the reproductive glands like seminal vesicle, prostate gland, etc. And that mixture is termed as semen. Moving further, urethra. It is a tube that is running down the penis and it is carrying urine as well as sperm. Moving further on the last part, that is the penis. It has erectile tissues and it is the muscular organ that is used to deliver the sperm during the reproduction into the female as well as to pass the urine. Let us move further in the female reproductive system. If we talk about female reproductive system, then the very first part is the ovaries. They are two in number and again they are present on either of the side of the ureter. They produce one female egg that is called as ova and which is released after every 4 months, and that process is called as ovulation. Then comes oviduct. Oviduct, it is the tube which is connecting the ovaries, and oviduct is the tube that is connecting the ovaries along with the uterus. Uterus, it is a hollow, pear-shaped organ in which the developing zygote is implanted. When we were doing the development of embryo, at that time we had discussed about it. Its lower part is called as cervix. Okay. The next part is vagina. If we talk about the vagina, the uterus will open into a tube that is called as vagina, that is receiving the semen which is containing the sperms. So this is about the entire reproductive system of male as well as female. Then we had discussed about the fertilization. Fertilization is of two types. Again, external and internal. If we talk about the external fertilization, or what is fertilization first of all? Fertilization is happening when we are talking about the fusion of a male gamete and female gamete. Fertilization is of how many types? Two types, that is external and internal. Now what is external fertilization? External fertilization means the fertilization where the fusion of male and female gamete takes place outside the body of female. For example, in the frogs, the male and female frog will come in touch of each other. The female, she will lay many eggs, hundreds of eggs. In the pond, and the male will go and he will release the male gametes and they will flow into the water and they will reach the female egg, and then the fertilization will take place in the water over there. How does it happen now in internal fertilization? Here the fertilization takes place inside the body of female partner. Here also there are some things, important things given. One is in human and one is in hens. This two part we have already discussed. How does it happen in human now? The First of all, the formation of the zygote takes place. That is in the part that is called as development of embryo. Once the zygote is formed, after that it goes on dividing into 2 cell stage, 4 cell stage, 16 cell stage, and so on. Try to recall, we have done it in our previous lectures. So that cells will combine into the cluster of different groups. Now when they will combine in the cluster of different groups, they will form different tissues. On forming different tissues, what will happen? On forming different tissues, they will form different organs. And when different organs will be formed, what will happen? A structure called as embryo will be formed. And this embryo will get embedded into the wall of uterus where its nourishing and development will take place. That is called as implantation. Once all the body parts of the embryo gets totally identified, that is head, legs and eyes, everything appears, then that entire developed part is called as fetus. It takes about 40 weeks or 280 days for the formation of the fetus from the zygote, and that entire time period is called as the gestation period. Internal fertilization, it takes place in hens as well as in birds. But how does it happen? The fertilization takes place inside the body of the female partner only. But what happens then? The fertilized egg, on it, the development of a hard core shell starts. Once it starts, what will happen? The hen will lay the eggs, or birds will lay the egg. And they will sit over it so that necessary warmth is also provided. Once the embryo, that is once the chicks get formed, they will hatch the egg and they will come out. Okay, so this is how the embryo develops, the eggs hatch, and from the hens the chicks are produced. So that was the part that we have done up till today. Now let us have a look at today's session. The content of today is this. Viviparous and oviparous animals. If we talk about the two types of animals, then viviparous animals are those animals that give birth to the young ones. While here, this lay eggs. Here, the word Paris is having its meaning, that is called as bearing. If it's vivi, then it means alive. If it's ovi, then it means egg. So these are the egg bearing animals, and these are the one which give birth to the young ones. So this is about how the viviparous and oviparous animals are bifurcated. The difference can come, and over here the examples are human beings, and over here the examples are frog, lizard, etc. This can come in exam. Here the examples are frog, lizard, etc. So this difference can come in exam, you have to be prepared for it. The next topic of today is this, young ones to adult. If we talk about this entire journey, that is young one to adult, then the young ones, they can be born or they can be hatched from the eggs. But many young animals when they grow young, they become totally different and in a different way. Like for example, in the case of caterpillar, there is one very nice quote on the caterpillar. Just when the caterpillar thought that the life is over, it turned into a butterfly. Yes, it happens. Many times we think that now it's all over, but then God gives a new beginning. So we should have faith in our God. If we talk about the transformation in caterpillar, then in your lower standards you might have studied that the eggs are laid. From the egg, the larva comes. From the larva, the pupa gets developed, and from the pupa, the silkworm comes up. This entire journey you have studied in your lower standard, I hope you remember. Similar thing happens even in frogs. What happens in frogs now? They lay the egg. From the egg, the larva, that is the tadpole, forms. From the tadpole, it turns into an adult frog. Have a look at the diagram that is given in your book. That is the life cycle of a frog. If you just check out, you will see that the eggs are fertilized. Then the 2 to 3 day old tadpole, it is very small. 6-day old tadpole, the limbs get developed. Then 12-week old tadpole, all the 4 limbs get developed. Then 6-week old, the tail starts to shrink. When it becomes adult frog, the tail totally vanishes. This is the entire life cycle of the frog. And there is a great transformation from its young one to adult one. And that change are called as metamorphosis. So here is a very important definition. The definition is over here. The transformation of larva from young one to adult is called as metamorphosis. This is important definition, and you have to memorize it. When this definition, and over here this, those animals that give birth to the young ones are called as viviparous animals. Those animals that lay eggs are called as oviparous animals. The example you have to remember if it comes in difference. Young ones to adult, over here this definition is very important. What is the definition now? The definition is the transformation of larva from young one to adult uh, through different changes is called as metamorphosis. The stages are there, but you can remember it. Okay? It's one and the same thing. That transformation is called as the metamorphosis. Many organisms like frog, cockroach, butterfly, they undergo metamorphosis. But in human beings, it does not happen. We are born with two hands, two legs, two eyes, and everything remains the same. Okay? At once, two eyes or at once, two ears don't come out when we grow. The body parts remain as it is. Okay? So, this is very important part. Note down this, after that, we'll move further. Be quick. I hope you have noted down the content. If we talk further on the next particular part, then that is asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, basically, the reproduction gets carried out by the help of just one particular partner. Any one of them is needed. If we talk about asexual reproduction, then it is of 5 types. Fission, regeneration, fragmentation, budding, and spore formation. If we talk about your syllabus, then in your syllabus only 2 types of asexual reproduction are given, that is this and this. While this is going to come in class 10. Okay. I'll give you the basic idea of all 5 and then we will discuss the 2, fission and budding, in detail. Actually, what happens in fission? Fission means the breaking up. So, when fission is of actually 2 types. One is binary fission and another one is multiple fission. Binary and multiple. But in your textbook, binary is given, and that is as per the new edition. As per the old edition, both are given. And if we talk about the exam that you generally have the doubt, then in exam binary will come. So what about the fission? Fission means what? Whenever a particular nuclei gets breaked into two nuclei, then it is called as binary fission. It happens in amoeba. So fission means what? One particular cell will divide itself into two cells. That is called as binary fission. When it will divide it into many cells, that is called as multiple fission. Binary fission happens in amoeba, and over here it happens in paramecium. If we talk about regeneration, then in regeneration, suppose if we talk about hydra, then one hydra gets divided into three parts. One, two. Then individual organism, if this is the upper part, then on it the lower part will get developed on its own. मतलब क्या कि अगर इस एक को अपन तीन पार्ट में डिवाइड कर दें तो ये एक भी अलग से हाइड्रा बन जाएगा, इतना पार्ट भी अलग से हाइड्रा बन जाएगा, एंड इतना पार्ट पे नीचे वाला पार्ट भी अलग से एक हाइड्रा बन जाएगा. Okay, this is how एक में से आप उसके कितने भी पीसेस करो वो खुद it will get developed. Fission, what does it happen in fission? One particular amoeba is there, then from one amoeba two amoebas will be formed. मतलब जो एक है वही डिवाइड हो जाएगा into two. Then it will be binary fission. एक है वो बहुत ज़्यादा में डिवाइड हो जाएगा, then it will be multiple fission. Then comes fragmentation. It happens in Spirogyra. It is similar to regeneration. When you will go in your class 10, you will study the difference between these two. Here also it happens like one element, if it gets divided into three parts, then that three parts will develop into an individual organism. There is a minor difference between these two. About that you will study in your higher standards. And moreover, these are there in higher standards only. Budding means what? A bulge gets developed, a little bit of bulging part it comes out and a bulb gets developed, that is called as bud. And that bud may detach from the parent organism, and from that a new organism can come into existence. What is that called now? It is called as budding. The next part is the spore formation. What happens in the spore formation? Like in Rhizopus, many spores are produced, and what happens? This outer layer, when it just gets burst out, these spores, they go at all the places, like, and they may be taken away by the wind. Wherever they like rely over there, they start the formation. So this is how the spore formation takes place in Rhizopus. Let me explain you all the 5 types of asexual reproduction again. Do not worry, I will make you write about fission and budding, that is there in your textbook. But this is just for your knowledge. If you are intelligent over here, then the chapter for you will get over today. But let us first understand all the 5 types of asexual reproduction again. How many types of asexual reproduction are there? There are 5 types. Fission, regeneration, fragmentation, budding and spore formation. These are the natural ones. Then vegetative propagation is also there. Artificial is also there, but about it you will study in your higher standards. If we talk about the asexual reproduction, then it is of 5 types. Which are those 5 types? That is fission, regeneration, fragmentation, budding and spore formation. Which are there in our syllabus? 2. Which are those 2? Fission and budding. Except that we have nothing in our syllabus. I hope you remember that except this there is nothing in our syllabus. How many types of reproductions are there? There are 2 types of reproduction which we are going to study, fission and budding. Otherwise there are 5. I hope you have remembered and recalled all the names. The names are fission, regeneration, fragmentation, budding and spore formation. What is fission? Fission, fusion. 2 words are very normal to you. Fusion means combining, fusion dance. And what is fission? Fission means the breaking up. That means dividing up. So fission, that means one particular organism, when it gets divided into 2 individual organisms, then it will be termed as binary fission. And when one individual organism will be divided into many, it will be called as multiple fission. Regeneration. What happens in regeneration? Suppose if we have one hydra, if we divide it into 3 parts, what will happen? This 3 parts, the head, the middle piece and tail, they will get developed into individual hydra. So from 1 we have how many? 3. Then comes fragmentation. Fragmentation is generally seen in, here it is seen in hydra, here it is seen in amoeba, here it is seen in Spirogyra, here it is budding. Budding is also given in your book. Just have a look. In the parent hydra, a bud will get developed. The bud will just grow, and once it becomes totally like it gets developed into a new hydra, it will detach itself from the parent and a new hydra will be formed. Then comes spore formation. Now what happens in spore formation? It actually happens in the rhizopus. A spore gets developed and inside it small and many spores gets developed, and then that many spores on them a particular coating or a covering is there. Under some circumstances that coat bursts out. Once that coat gets bursted out, what happens is this spores move away at different places in the nearby, okay, and wherever they get particular temperature and everything, they start getting developed, okay. So this is about the entire asexual reproduction. Note down this entire thing, and in detail, as I said, I am going to make you understand fission and budding. This was just an overview. When you will go in your class 10, you will study in detail about this 5 minimum plus vegetative propagation. But before that, note down this much, and after that we will move in the next part, that is the budding in hydra and the binary fission, as we will also do the multiple fission in amoeba. Note down this much quickly. Very quickly, note down all the 5 types. Also draw the diagrams if possible. Over here, use the black and the blue pen. It will be more good for you. This kind of memory map, once you have with you, things will become more and more easy. I hope you have noted it. Once we move further in the next particular topic, it is a bit lengthy topic as I stated to you, which is budding in Hydra and the binary fission in amoeba. Once we move further in that particular topic, you have to be ready with a notebook and a pen and a pencil, eraser and all the drawing instruments in the next particular session, so that the things will become more and more easy for you. Now that was all of the part that we discussed today, and I hope you have understood all the content. Now let us note down the today's homework. Define metamorphosis. The next question will be What are the five types of asexual reproduction? Just have to name them. Okay. This is about the today's homework. I hope you are clear with the content. Note down the homework, then we'll move further. I hope you have noted down the homework, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me and have a very good day. That's all. Bye bye.